The royal planet Velastra was always quiet during the night cycle, but tonight, every shadow seemed alive. Every guard walked with fear in his eyes. No one spoke. No one laughed. No one even breathed too loud. Because deep inside the palace, behind a heavy locked chamber, the possessed princess was awake again. Strange lights pulsed under the chamber door, blue, green, and sometimes a burning white that made the air hum like electricity. Every time the light flashed, the guards stepped back, gripping their weapons tight. They had seen too many things that could not be explained. One guard whispered, "I heard she can hear your thoughts, even through the walls." Another replied, trembling, "I heard she sees your deepest fear and shows it to you." The youngest guard shook his head. "No. They say she speaks in a voice that is not her own, like something else is inside her." None of them wanted to be assigned near that door, but tonight the palace was short on staff. No one dared come close anymore. 2 soldiers were already in the medical wing after trying to deliver her dinner last night. One screamed until he fainted. The other threw his weapon and ran, saying he saw eyes inside the princess's shadow. Because of all this, the king had ordered strict distance from the chamber. No one was to speak to her. No one was to enter. No one was even supposed to think about her for too long. But the princess was his only child, and the only heir to the throne. He stood far from the chamber now, hidden in a dark corner where no one could see the worry on his face. His fingers shook as he watched the door flicker with light again. "My daughter," he whispered, "I don't know how to save you." Up in the palace tower, the alarms began beeping again, soft but urgent. "Energy spike detected," a robotic voice announced. "Unstable psychic waves detected." The guards backed away even farther from the chamber door. And somewhere far below, in the human worker quarters of the palace, a young maid named Lena paused as she heard the alarm. She was cleaning metal trays when the sound echoed through the halls and made everyone freeze. Humans were considered low-rank workers on Velastra. They served food, carried supplies, and stayed out of trouble. But Lena was different. She asked questions. She didn't accept things easily. And she never believed rumors until she saw the truth with her own eyes. A fellow worker whispered, "It's her again, the princess. Something is wrong." Lena frowned. "Every day they say something is wrong. But no one goes to see her." "They don't want to die," the worker hissed. "No one who enters that chamber comes out normal." Lena placed the tray down and wiped her hands. Then maybe she shouldn't be alone. People stared at her like she had lost her mind. "You want to go in there?" "Are you crazy?" another worker cried. Lena didn't answer. She simply looked toward the long, silent hallway leading to the forbidden chamber. Something inside her whispered that the princess wasn't what people said she was. Rumors grow bigger and darker the more people repeat them. And Lena didn't trust rumors. Just then, 2 frightened guards rushed into the worker area. One of them called out, "We need someone to take food to the princess." "Anyone. The king demands it." Silence. No one moved. No one even blinked. The guard tried again, "We will pay double. Just place the tray near the door." Still no one stepped forward. Lena slowly raised her hand. "I'll do it." The room gasped. "You'll die. You'll go mad. You'll disappear." Lena simply nodded once. "I'll do it." She picked up the metal tray. Her hands shook a little, not because she feared the princess, but because she feared the unknown. But her heart told her something important: the princess needed help, not fear. As Lena walked through the palace halls, lights flickered. The machines hummed. A cold wind blew even though no windows were open. Every step she took felt heavier than the last. When she reached the chamber hallway, she saw guards standing at a distance, weapons ready. None dared approach the door. One guard stepped forward. "Human girl, you don't have to do this. Lena answered softly, maybe she doesn't have to be alone. The guard swallowed hard and pressed a button. The chamber door released with a loud metallic groan. The seal cracked open, and darkness spilled out like smoke. Everyone held their breath. Place the tray and come back, the guard whispered. But Lena didn't step back. She stepped forward. The air around her vibrated with strange energy. The lights flickered again, once, twice, then glowed bright blue. A soft voice whispered from inside the darkness, trembling, broken. Go away. Please. I don't want to hurt anyone. Lena froze. That voice wasn't angry. It wasn't demonic. It was scared. Deeply scared. And suddenly Lena understood something no one else had seen. The princess was not the monster. She was the one who was terrified. Lena took a breath and stepped inside the chamber completely. The door slid shut behind her with a loud thud. The guards stared at the sealed door. They expected a scream. They expected an explosion. They expected the worst. But there was nothing. Only silence. A deep, mysterious silence that made every person outside tremble. Because inside that darkness, anything could happen next. The chamber was colder than Lena expected. It felt like stepping into a place that had forgotten what warmth meant. The air was heavy, as if invisible hands were pressing against her chest. The only light came from a soft blue glow somewhere deeper inside the room. Lena moved slowly, letting her eyes adjust. The door behind her sealed completely, cutting off every sound from the outside world. For a moment, she felt truly alone. Then something moved. A faint shape, small, shaking, shifted in the corner. The glowing light pulsed like a heartbeat. Lena stopped walking, afraid she might scare the princess even more. A soft whisper broke the silence. Don't come closer. Lena's breath caught. The voice was the same one she heard earlier, gentle, tired, full of fear. Not the voice of a monster. I won't hurt you, Lena said quietly. The glowing shape flinched. You shouldn't be here. I can't control it. I don't want to hurt anyone. Lena slowly placed the food tray on the ground. Metal echoed softly through the chamber. I just came to bring this, she whispered. And, to check if you're okay. The princess shifted again. For the first time, Lena could see her clearly. Her hair floated slowly around her head, as if underwater. Her eyes glowed bright blue, filled with light that flickered like stars. Lines of energy crawled under her skin, moving like living veins of lightning. She looked powerful, strange, and fragile all at once. The princess hugged her knees tightly, trying to hide herself. Everyone is afraid of me. You should be too. Lena shook her head. Fear makes people run. But running doesn't help you. Something flickered in the princess's eyes, something human. But before she could speak, the chamber trembled violently. A sharp crack ran across the metal wall. Lena stepped back, startled. The princess grabbed her head, gasping in pain. The energy under her skin shined brighter, wildly shifting colors. No, not again. It's happening again. A wave of invisible force shot outward. The food tray flew across the room and hit the wall. The lights above sparked and died. A deep rumbling sound filled the chamber like thunder trapped inside steel. Lena stumbled but didn't run. She forced herself to stay. The princess cried out, "Please go. If you stay, it will hurt you too." Lena steadied herself, heart pounding. "I'm not leaving." Another wave came, stronger this time. Dust fell from the ceiling. Electric arcs danced around the princess, swirling like angry spirits. She screamed, but the scream wasn't just her own. A second voice echoed with hers. A voice ancient and heavy. A voice that did not belong to any living creature. The chamber shook again, harder, making the floor crack beneath them. Lena realized something important. The energy didn't attack her directly. It only reacted when the princess was afraid. "Princess, listen to me," Lena said, raising her voice over the storm. "You're not dangerous. You're scared. And fear is making everything worse." The princess looked up, confusion breaking through the pain. "You don't fear me?" Lena shook her head. "I don't." The energy pulses slowed for half a second, just enough for Lena to take a step forward. But then, a piercing alarm sounded through the chamber. Red emergency lights flashed. Above them, a robotic voice announced. "Containment breach detected. Lethal response protocol engaged." Outside the chamber, heavy footsteps began running. Guards. Many guards. The sound of armored boots echoed, growing louder. The princess's eyes widened in terror. "They're coming. They think I'm going to destroy everything. They'll kill me this time." The energy burst again, slamming the door from the inside. Bolts bent. The metal glowed hot. The princess began shaking uncontrollably, tears glowing like blue sparks falling from her eyes. "I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want this to stop. Please, please make it stop." Lena knew something terrible was building, something that could explode any second. She had to act. Ignoring every fear, every warning, every instinct screaming to run, Lena walked straight toward the princess through the swirling storm of energy. The princess looked up in shock. "No. Stay away. You'll die." Lena didn't stop. She reached out her hand, slow, steady, fearless. And in that moment, the chamber fell completely silent. The princess froze. The lightning around her paused in the air. No one had ever walked toward her before. No one had ever reached for her. Lena whispered, "You're not alone anymore." Her hand touched the princess's trembling arm. And the universe seemed to hold its breath. The glowing energy flared bright, so bright it filled the room. And everything changed. For a few seconds, there was only blinding light. Pure white, spreading across the chamber like a quiet explosion. Lena felt warm air rush past her face, but it didn't burn her. It felt gentle. Soft. Almost like a breath. When the light finally faded, Lena blinked until shapes returned. The princess was staring at her, eyes wide with disbelief. The glowing energy that usually jumped around her skin like wild lightning had stopped completely. It now floated around them in slow circles, like small stars drifting through the air. What did you do?" the princess whispered. Lena swallowed. "I don't know. I just touched you." "No," the princess said softly, shaking her head. "No one can touch me. Not without the chamber exploding. Not without the energy attacking. It has never calmed like this." Lena didn't understand. Why does the energy go wild? The princess closed her glowing eyes for a moment. Because it feels threatened. Because it thinks everyone wants to hurt me. Because it doesn't trust anyone. Then why does it trust me? Lena asked. Before the princess could answer, the lights flickered again. This time, not from chaos, but from something else. Something deep. Something inside the princess. A strange sound filled the chamber, like layered voices whispering from far away. Not just one voice. Many. Hundreds. The whisper grew louder, echoing through the walls. Lena stepped back, startled. What was that? The princess lowered her head, trembling. It's waking up. What's waking up? Lena asked, her voice unsteady. The air turned cold again. The energy around the princess shifted color, blue, then silver, then a strange dark purple. The whispers blended into one voice. A deep, ancient tone that did not sound human. Or alien. "Child, speak." The princess gasped. "It wants to talk." Lena felt her heartbeat pound against her ribs. "Who?" "The thing inside me," the princess whispered. "The thing everyone calls a possession." The voice echoed again, vibrating through the metal floor. "Human, stay." Lena froze. "It knows I'm here." The princess nodded. "It knows everything inside this room." The air shimmered. A faint shape appeared behind the princess, a tall figure made of swirling particles, like a hologram made from starlight. It had no face, no body, but its presence filled the chamber like a storm. Lena took a slow step back. Her breathing grew shallow. The figure turned toward her, as if studying her. The ancient voice spoke again. "Fear, less than others." Lena forced herself to speak. "What are you?" The princess gasped as the energy inside her surged again, pushing through her words. "It is old, older than planets, older than light. It is a cosmic mind. A living intelligence from outside our galaxy. It didn't possess me, it saved me." Lena's eyes widened. "Saved you? From what?" The princess lifted her shaky hand and pointed to the walls as glowing illustrations formed, living memories made of light. Lena saw images of a battlefield, ships crashing, fire raining from the sky. The princess, younger, lying on the ground as dark creatures surrounded her. Then a burst of silver light struck them, pushing them away. The cosmic being entered her body not to control her, but to protect her. The memories vanished as quickly as they appeared. Lena stared at her. "So you're not cursed. You're chosen." The princess's voice broke. "No one believes that. They see the light, the power, the voice, and they run." A tear of blue energy slid down her cheek. "I never wanted to scare anyone. I never asked for this." Lena stepped closer again. "Then why didn't you tell them the truth?" The princess looked at the door. "I tried. But the cosmic voice scared them too much. The energy reacts to fear. When they got scared, the chamber shook. They thought I attacked. They locked me away." The cosmic voice echoed softly, almost sad. "Fear destroys trust." Lena understood now. The princess wasn't the danger. The fear of others was. But before Lena could respond, a loud metallic boom shook the chamber. Dust fell from the ceiling. The door glowed bright red from the outside. The princess's eyes widened. "No, they activated the breach protocol. They think the energy is out of control." Another boom smashed against the door. This time, it bent slightly inward. "They're trying to break in," Lena whispered. "Why?" The princess closed her eyes in pain. "Because the energy spike earlier scared their machines. They think I'm losing control again. They want to eliminate the threat." "Threat?" Lena stepped in front of the princess. "You are not a threat." The cosmic voice whispered a warning. "Danger, approaching, lethal intent." The door shook again, violently. A crack formed at the base. Lena could hear voices outside, commanders shouting orders, armored boots stomping into position, weapons charging. The princess hugged her knees. "They're going to kill me." Lena clenched her fists. "Not while I'm here." The cosmic voice pulsed through the chamber once more. "The human stabilizes us, but only if she stays close." The energy around them shifted, now glowing warm gold instead of cold blue. The princess looked at Lena with desperate eyes. "Please, don't leave me." Lena took a step forward and grabbed her hand. Outside, the final lock exploded. The chamber door began to open. And what happened next would change the fate of an entire kingdom. The chamber door burst open with a violent blast of smoke and sparks. The metal frame shook so hard that Lena almost lost her balance. Shadows of armored guards filled the doorway, tall, heavy soldiers wearing plasma shields and glowing visors. Their weapons hummed with dangerous blue light, ready to fire. One commander shouted, "Step away from the princess. Containment has failed." Lena stood frozen, still holding the princess's trembling hand. The princess tried to hide behind her, shaking so hard that the energy under her skin flickered uncontrollably. "Please," the princess whispered, terrified. "Don't let them hurt me." The guards stepped inside with slow, threatening movements. Their armor reflected the chamber's dim light, making them look less like soldiers and more like metal beasts. The commander aimed his weapon. "Human, move away. We do not want to eliminate you by mistake." Lena didn't move. She didn't even blink. "She's not a threat." The commander ignored her. "Target unstable. Prepare to neutralize." The princess let out a soft whimper. The energy around her trembled like a frightened heartbeat. The cosmic voice echoed through the chamber, deep and urgent. "Fear rising, danger close, protect, protect." Suddenly, a blast of purple energy exploded from the princess's body. The walls rattled. The floor cracked. The guards stumbled back, raising their shields. The commander screamed, "Fire! Now!" A bright shot of plasma shot straight at the princess. And Lena stepped in front of her. The plasma bolt should have burned through her completely. But the moment it touched the golden aura around Lena and the princess, it dissolved into harmless sparks. The guards stared in disbelief. What was that? Lena didn't know either. She just knew the princess was still behind her, crying quietly. The cosmic voice spoke again, louder this time. "The human stabilizes the core, emotional frequency synchronizing, protection active." The princess gasped. "It's using your emotions, Lena, your courage, it's copying them, turning them into energy." Another guard shouted, "She's controlling the entity. We must strike harder." Lena stepped forward, voice shaking but strong. "Stop. If you attack her, the energy will explode again. You're making it worse." The commander didn't listen. He raised both hands, charging a heavy plasma cannon. The weapon glowed dangerously, heating the air. The princess screamed, "No. Lena." Lena turned and hugged the princess tightly, pulling her close. The energy exploded again. But this time, it didn't destroy. It transformed. A sphere of glowing golden light spread around them like a shield. Plasma shots hit it and bounced away harmlessly. The guards fired again and again, but the light only grew brighter. The commander lowered his weapon, shaking. "Impossible, human emotional resonance, cannot produce this level of power." Lena didn't understand the science behind it. She just felt the princess shaking in her arms. "It's okay," Lena whispered. "I'm here. You're safe." The energy pulsed softly, almost like it was breathing with them. The princess lifted her head slowly. Her glowing eyes were no longer full of fear. For the first time, they looked calm. "Lena, the voice, it's listening to you," she whispered. "It trusts you." The guards didn't know what to do. They stood frozen, watching the impossible. Then, in a sudden moment of panic, one guard fired without orders. The plasma bolt shot forward, faster than the others, aimed straight at the princess's chest. The princess didn't have time to react. But Lena did. She turned, still hugging the princess, and the bolt hit the golden shield again, but this time, the shield grew stronger instead of weaker. A shockwave of light blasted across the room. Weapons flew out of the guards' hands. Armor cracked. The commander was thrown against the wall. Alarms screamed. The floor vibrated violently. The cosmic voice thundered. "Human connection stabilizes core, threat level decreasing, host no longer in danger." The princess clung tightly to Lena. I don't know how, but you saved me, again. Smoke filled the chamber. The guards struggled to stand, their armor buzzing with damaged circuits. Lena turned toward them, still holding the princess protectively. Stop fighting. Please. She's not the monster here. The commander looked at the two girls surrounded by shimmering golden energy. His voice shook with fear and confusion. What are you? Lena said softly, she's a girl who's been alone too long. The princess whispered, voice trembling with hope and fear, Lena, they're not going to stop, are they? Before Lena could answer, the cosmic voice spoke again. More soldiers approaching, weapons armed, high danger. The princess's eyes widened. They'll kill both of us. Lena squeezed her hand. Not if I stop them. The energy around them pulsed, brighter, stronger, alive. And for the first time, Lena felt it listening to her. The golden shield around Lena and the princess pulsed like a living heart. Outside the chamber, the sound of heavy boots echoed through the halls, more soldiers rushing toward them, more weapons charging, more fear filling the air. The princess gripped Lena's hand tightly, her fingers cold and shaking. Lena, the energy is afraid. It thinks they want to destroy us. If it panics again, it will explode. Lena steadied her breathing. Then we must stay calm. But calm was hard when the ground shook with every step of the incoming army. The cosmic voice whispered inside the chamber, deeper and clearer than ever before. Human presence stabilizes the host, emotional resonance reaching full sync, connection at 87%, nearing threshold. The princess gasped, eyes wide. Threshold? What threshold? The voice answered immediately. Symbiosis, full integration, human and host must choose. The air shimmered. The walls glowed with lines of silver light. And then, for the first time, the cosmic intelligence revealed itself, not as a shape, not as a monster, but as a memory. A vision filled the room. Lena saw floating cities destroyed by dark forces, sky torn apart by war, planets falling into silence. She saw the princess, younger and alone, collapsing under rubble. And then she saw the cosmic entity, a silver star drifting through chaos, choosing her, entering her body, saving her life. The vision ended, leaving only silence and two young girls standing in the middle of an ancient truth. The princess whispered, it chose me because I was kind, but it never trusted me fully. Not like it trusts you. Lena blinked. Me? Why? Because the cosmic voice answered. Human emotion pure, no fear, no greed, connection ideal, human can calm host, human can guide energy. Before Lena could react, the chamber door slammed open again. This time, dozens of armored guards surged in, surrounding them completely. Weapons aimed. Shields raised. The commander shouted, stand down. You are both under arrest. The princess hid behind Lena instinctively. The energy around them tightened. The cosmic voice thundered. Threat level critical, destruction probability 92%. Lena's heart raced. Princess, if the energy explodes. The princess nodded quickly. Everyone will die. Lena swallowed hard. She looked down at the princess, then at the guards, then at the glowing walls. Tell me, she whispered, what can I do? The cosmic voice answered. Complete the bond, join the core, stabilize the host, only the human can do this. The princess froze. But if she joins, she won't be normal anymore. She'll become like me. Lena felt a sharp fear in her chest, but she didn't step back. The cosmic voice continued. Human must hold the host, emotional sync must reach 100%, then the core will fuse, energy will obey both. Lena took the princess's hands. If this saves you, and saves everyone, I'll do it. The princess shook her head, tears forming. You don't have to risk your life for me. Lena smiled softly. You risked your life for your kingdom long before they locked you up. The princess looked down, eyes glowing with sadness. Outside, the guards prepared to fire. Plasma weapons hummed. The commander raised his hand. Final warning. Stand back now. Lena ignored him. Instead, she pulled the princess into a tight hug, stronger than any before. A golden shockwave erupted, blinding the soldiers. The cosmic voice roared. Synchronizing, merging, stabilizing. The energy flared into bright white light. The chamber floor shook violently. The air cracked like lightning. The princess gasped, her body lifting slightly off the ground as the cosmic energy within her surged upward, wrapping around Lena like a swirling galaxy. Lena felt no pain. Only warmth. Only light. Only connection. The cosmic voice softened. Fusion complete, dual control established. The light faded. The soldiers lowered their weapons, stunned. Standing in the center of the chamber were two figures, hand in hand. The princess, glowing with calm, steady energy. And Lena, her eyes now shimmering with faint silver light, the mark of the cosmic integration. The commander dropped to his knees. This is not possible. The princess raised her hand gently. The energy flowed out of her like a soft breeze, not violent but peaceful. You feared me, because you never understood me. Lena stepped forward, voice steady and stronger than before. But fear ends today. The cosmic voice echoed inside both of them, soft and almost warm. Human and host united, future path open. The guards slowly bowed their heads. The danger was gone. The princess was no longer a threat. And Lena was no longer just a maid. She was something new. Something powerful. Something chosen. But before anyone could speak again, the walls trembled with a strange new signal, one the cosmic entity had been waiting for. A distant echo. A call from far beyond the galaxy. The princess whispered, Lena, something else is coming. Lena squeezed her hand. Then we face it together. The cosmic voice agreed. A new journey begins. And the chamber lights flickered as a new adventure opened before them, one that no one in the kingdom could have imagined.